Go for the Go Patrol. Here in Maricopa County at the retrial of the Jodi Arias death penalty case. Today, Kurt Nurmi, defense attorney for Jodi Arias, unleashed his sex cannon, which is his big card. You know how Juan Martinez always shows a picture of Travis Alexander, head back, gaping hole in the neck. To Kurt Nurmi, that is this sex tape that was taken or saved by Jodi Arias, where basically they have telephone sex, fantasize about various kinds of sex. Travis Alexander says what a super wonderful woman sexually Jodi Arias is. They go back and forth, lots of giggling, lots of chatter. There are either fake or real orgasms, hard for me to tell. Where either both of them have their way over the telephone. But the bottom line on it is Kurt Nurmi wants to humanize his client, wants to show that there was a relationship between these two. This was not just something where Travis Alexander didn't like Jodi Arias in some way. I'm going to tell you, 40 minutes of a sex tape. You know the words that were missing from this sex tape, all the fantasy. They talked about KY jelly, they talked about her sucking this and him doing this to her Brazilian and whatever else. 3 words were missing. I love you. And you know why that was? Because Jodi Arias could never understand this was just about sex to Travis Alexander. This was never about love. I don't know what was in her mind. Certainly she was obsessed with young Travis Alexander. But what you hear in this tape is how Travis Alexander loved having sex with this woman, but never said he loved her, ever. So will Kurt Nurmi get what he wanted to out of this mostly young female jury? I don't suspect so. I think that these young females are much more used to this kind of talk than the older jury at the first trial. Nevertheless, it does humanize her. There was a lot of singing by Jodi Arias. Perhaps Kurt Nurmi thinks that that alone humanizes his client. We will see. It was played through having a cross-examination of Detective Flores, but in the end it was really all about Jodi Arias, as this mitigation defense has to be. Will she be seen as a human being? I don't think there was anything that really dirtied up Travis Alexander. Now, of course, I'm jaded. I've heard this before many times. They put up all the pictures beforehand that Jodi and Travis took that day, some almost gynecological in nature. I'm just used to seeing them, as I say. What this jury got out of it, I don't know. In terms of what the jury was saying, I saw that most of the women, when those pictures were being shown, were not that interested in seeing the intimate details of Jodi Arias's labia and her buttocks and everything in between. Some of the men on the jury may have been looking, but I don't think this meant anything to the defense except for to get across the point there was a two-way street here, that at least when it came to sex, this wasn't Travis Alexander being raped. If that's a point that he was trying to make, I think he made it. Let's see what happens this afternoon. Jeff Gold for the Go Patrol.